Hey everybody, in today's episode of Ask David, I'm going to answer what should be in a basic camera kit. Hey David, I'm looking at getting my first camera kit and I want to know what a basic camera kit should have. Okay, good question. So here's your basic camera kit. To get started, this is all you really need: a camera and a 50mm lens. The 50mm is a good, or 55 in that range, anything considered standard, is a good lens to get started with to learn the basic principles of photography and, as importantly, how your camera works. You've had it for a couple months, 3, 6 months, whatever it is, getting comfortable with how it works. You want to try something new, so you want to branch out. If you want to have a 3-lens kit that can handle about 90% of every photographic experience you're going to come across, you can expand your kit from a 50mm lens only to a 28mm or something else on the wide end. Anything from 24 to 35 works depending on your budget. And then also a short telephoto for portraits and things like that. This is a 135, anything from 75 up to 135. Works really well for portraits. I'm a huge fan of 105 and 100, but 135s are inexpensive, and a fast 105 like this. So let's say you've had your kit for about 3 months, and okay, you've got the basics down, but you want to see what else you can really do with it if you had a couple extra lenses. So you want to expand. You can get 2 more lenses and cover about 90 to 95% of the photographic situations you'll ever be put in. And I'm a huge fan of primes. I don't recommend zooms 99% of the time for anyone. They just really add an extra level of complexity and, frankly, laziness that can be hard to overcome no matter how much you try to teach yourself to get away from some of the bad practices that zooms encourage. So you've got your 50mm lens. If you want to go onto the wide end, a good wide lens will fall in the 24 to 35mm range. 28s are cheap, usually come as fast as 2.8 for an affordable price, and can be had very easily. So a 28 on the wide end is going to be really good for anything from landscapes and street photography up to other types of general photography. 28s have really good depth of field, making them excellent street photography choices. On the long end, let's say you want to take some portraits. Well, you want to have good portrait lens. It's better than a 50mm. 50mm can take good portraits, but it's really not their sweet spot. A portrait lens would be something from 75 up to about 135, maybe 200 for some people's personal preferences. I'm a fan of 105s for portraits, but they're really expensive. A 135, even an f2.8 like this one, can be had pretty easily and pretty cheaply. 135s are exceptional for portrait photography, and they also are pretty good for other things, even some wildlife and nature photography. They're compact, lightweight, and generally engineered really well. 28mm, 50mm, and 135mm lenses, this is all in 35mm terms, were very commonly engineered to be exceptional performers because they were lenses that most people would get in a basic kit. So those 3 lenses will do almost everything you would ever need to do photographically. But there are a couple of other things you would want to have in a kit to really consider it complete for anything you want to do. A tripod. And tripods can start at $20. Don't recommend those. And they can go up to your college savings fund. Really, they can't. There are $10,000 tripods out there. My tripods all run about $150 to $200 on the high end. And you can save yourself some money getting a used tripod. Used tripods are just fine. Most all of my tripods I bought used, just like most of my gear. So if you want to get a good tripod, you can look at spending $85 to $100 for a good tripod that's going to be a little bit heavy to carry around. If you want to backpack it and have a good tripod, about $200 to $250. These are brand new prices. So a tripod is a good thing to have. If you're going to have a tripod, you might also want to get a cable release if you're using a film camera, or a remote control if you're using a newer film camera or a digital camera. Those are call it $3 to $5. They're pretty cheap. If you know someone who has a few of them, you might be able to get one for free. It's not a big deal. The other thing to get is a flash. And a flash, these come in all shapes and varieties. You can get them for free if you know someone who's got them. They're all over the place. If you're willing to learn how to use an old manual flash, like a Vivitar 283, very powerful flash, then you can get them for $5 to $15. You could again also spend your car savings account on a flash if you'd like to by getting a native brand flash, something that's really powerful, designed to work specifically with your camera, but you don't need to get that. A single pin, manual setting Vivitar flash from the 1980s will do everything that a brand new flash can do, as long as you're willing to take some time to learn it. So how much are we talking about to get a film kit up and running? Well, again, like any hobby, you can luck out and get it for $15, $20, or you can go ahead and just put yourself in credit card debt until your children die buying your camera kit. So a good basic camera with a 50mm lens, you can expect to spend anywhere from $30 to $150 on. 28mm lenses, depending on what brand of camera you get, Olympuses are more expensive than M42 mount lenses, for instance, would run anywhere from $5 on the cheap third-party end, some of which are really, really good, up to a couple of $100 for something like an Olympus 28mm f2 or Pentax 28mm f2. Extremely good lenses. 135s, again, third-party options can be as little as $5 and still perform extremely well. My best 135mm lens is a Vivitar. You can go up to very expensive $1,200 135mm. If you're wanting to learn the fundamentals, of photography, expect to spend about $200 over the span of the first 6 months you have the camera to bring it up to getting a few lenses, a flash, and a tripod. And that's a good starting point for your budget. Estate sales, garage sales, antique stores, eBay, these are good places to find inexpensive gear that still has life in it. There's one last part of your basic camera kit you can get for $10 to $20, and it's really important. That's your camera strap. You get a nice wide camera strap. You can get these on Etsy. They're pretty affordably priced up there. You can get them brand new on Amazon, B&H, Adorama, sites like these. Camera stores will carry them. Get a good one that's comfortable and thick, at least 1.5 inches thick. I like mine 2 inches thick because that will spread the weight of the camera out across your shoulders, whether you're slinging it across your chest this way or wearing it around your neck. That's going to make the camera feel lighter over time as you use it.